Welcome to Picture Healer channel. This is Shi Tian. Today we want to talk about lucky and unlucky directions based on your Chinese animal sign. There are many different ways to find your lucky directions. Different Feng Shui schools have their own theories. One easy way to find your lucky directions of your house is by the Chinese animal signs. Here is a basic chart of the 12 Chinese animal signs. And we start with the rat in the north and go in order of ox, tiger, rabbit. Rabbit is in the east. And then dragon, snake, horse in the south. And then goat, monkey, rooster in the west. And the dog and pig. So based on the birth year, you can find your zodiac sign and the related direction. In Chinese fortune telling and Feng Shui, the beginning of the year actually starts from the Li Chun, the starting of spring, and it's usually on February 4th or 5th. So if your birthday is in January, you belong to the last year's animal sign. Here we have the 24 mountain chart, which shows the 24 directions. It's from the 8 basic directions, and each direction is divided into 3 directions. For example, we have north 1, 2, 3, and the south 1, 2, 3. So that will be more detailed than just the 8 directions. And in these 24 directions, you can see the specific direction for each animal sign. The rat is in the north or the N2 direction, and the horse is the south 2 in the center of the south. Now we'll look at each animal sign's lucky and unlucky directions. The first one is the rat. The first unlucky direction is when the house is sitting on the southwest 1, or the Wei direction, and facing the northeast 1, the Chou direction. The second one is when the house is sitting on the south, the Wu direction, and facing the north, the Zi direction. So you can look at the chart here. The arrow direction is a facing direction, and opposite to that is a sitting direction. And for each animal sign, there are 2 unlucky directions, and one of them is related to their own animal sign directions. For example, the rat is in the north. So one of the unlucky direction is when the house is facing north. That means the sitting direction is the south. Another unlucky direction for rat is a sitting direction southwest 1 and the facing direction northeast 1. So for the unlucky directions, it's more specific to the 24 mountains or the 24 directions. So each direction covers a smaller area and it's more specific. Now let's look at the lucky directions for the rat. And for all the lucky directions, it's related to east-west or north-south. And there are always 3 lucky directions. For the rat, you can see the picture here. The first one is sitting on the north and facing south. And the second and third one are either sitting east or west and facing east or west. So for the animal sign of the rat, the east-west are always the lucky directions. And also when sitting direction is in the north, that's the direction of the rat. So for the animal sign of the rat, it's always good to be sitting on the rat direction, which is the north, and facing the other direction, the south. And that's the same with every animal sign. Here is a second animal sign, the ox. The direction of the ox is the northeast 1, or the Chou. So one of the unlucky direction is when you face northeast 1 and sitting on the southwest 1. And the second unlucky direction is sitting on the southeast 1 and facing northwest 1. So those are two unlucky directions we try to avoid for the ox. And here is a chart for the lucky directions. You can see it's always east-west or north-south. The first lucky direction is sitting on the west and facing the east. The second one is either sitting on the south or north and facing north or south. So the north and south are always lucky for the animal sign of the ox. The third animal sign is a tiger, and the tiger's animal sign is in the northeast 3. So one of the unlucky direction is facing the northeast 3 and sitting on the southwest 3. And the second unlucky direction is northeast 1 sitting and the southwest 1 facing direction. And for the lucky directions for tiger, you can see the east-west are very lucky for tiger, either sitting on the east and facing west or sitting on the west and facing east. Another lucky direction is sitting on the south side and facing north. And for all the lucky directions, the northeast, southwest is more of a general term. It's not only limited to one of the 24 mountains. The south can be south 1, 2, or 3. And this is just my understanding. The next animal sign is rabbit. The rabbit direction is east. And one of the unlucky directions is facing east and sitting on the west. And another unlucky direction is sitting on the northwest 1 and facing southeast 1. For the lucky directions, you can see the chart. The north and south are very lucky, either facing north or facing south. Another lucky direction is sitting on the east and facing west. So when you are sitting on your own animal sign direction, it is lucky for you. The number 5 dragon belongs to the southeast 1. So one of the unlucky direction is facing the southeast 1. And the sitting direction is northwest 1. The second unlucky direction is when the house is sitting on the southwest 1 and facing northeast 1. For the lucky directions, you can see the chart. Either facing east or west are the lucky directions for dragon. Another one is sitting on the north side and facing south. So that's the 3 lucky directions for dragon. The next one is the snake. The snake direction is the southeast 3. So one of the unlucky direction is facing southeast 3 and sitting on the northwest 3. And the second unlucky direction is sitting on the southeast 1 and facing northwest 1. For the lucky directions, you can see the chart is north and the south. Both sitting or facing north and south are very lucky for snakes. And another one is facing east and sitting on the west. So those are the 3 lucky directions for the snakes. Number 7 is the horse. The first unlucky direction is when you are facing the animal sign's direction, which is the south for horse. That means your house sitting direction is the north. And the second unlucky direction is when the house sitting on the northeast 1 and facing southwest 1. Those are the 2 unlucky directions. And for the lucky direction, either facing east or facing west are very lucky. And another one is when the house sitting on the south and facing north. The horse belongs to the south, so sitting on the south side is very lucky for horse. The next animal sign is the goat. and the goat direction is southwest 1. So the first unlucky direction is when the house is facing southwest 1 and sitting on the northeast 1. The second unlucky direction is sitting on the northwest 1 and facing the southeast 1. For the lucky directions, you can see the north, south are very lucky. Either sitting on the south side or north side. It's very lucky for animal sign of the goat. And another lucky direction is sitting on the east and facing the west. That's your 3 lucky directions. The number 9 is the monkey. The monkey's direction is in the southwest 3. So the first unlucky direction is when the house is facing southwest 3 and sitting on the northeast 3. And the second unlucky direction is when the house is sitting on the southwest 1 and facing the northeast 1. For the lucky directions for the monkey, you can see east and west are very lucky directions for monkey. And another one is sitting on the north and facing south. The number 10 is a rooster, and the direction of the rooster is west. So the first unlucky direction is when the house is facing the west and sitting on the east side. The second unlucky direction is when the house sits on the southeast 1 and face northwest 1. And for the lucky directions for roosters, you can see both south and north are very lucky, either as facing or sitting directions. Another lucky direction is when the house is sitting on the west and facing east. The animal sign of the dog belongs to the northwest 1. So the first unlucky direction is facing northwest 1 and sitting on southeast 1. The second unlucky direction is when sitting on the northeast 1 and facing southwest 1. For the lucky directions for dogs, you can see the east and west are very lucky for either direction of sitting or facing. Another lucky direction is sitting on the south and facing north. The last animal sign is a pig. The pig belongs to the northwest 3. So the first unlucky direction is when the house is facing northwest 3 and sitting on the southeast 3. And the second unlucky direction is when the house is sitting on the northwest 1 and facing southeast 1. And for the lucky directions for pigs, you can see the north and south are very lucky as the facing or sitting directions. And another one is sitting on the east and facing west. Those are the 3 lucky directions for pigs. And this is just a very basic, simple way to find your lucky directions. There are many other factors you can consider, maybe when you try different school of Feng Shui, or when you are using your birth chart and you can look at everything together. Sometimes it gets confusing with all the conflicting information, and that's kind of normal in Feng Shui. It's just another tool you can add when you are analyzing your Feng Shui. And when they talk about those charts in the book, they always say if your house is sitting in those lucky directions, you will have happiness in the family, you have a lot of children or good offspring luck, good health, intelligence, fame, social status, career success, and wealth. And if your house is sitting in one of the unlucky directions, that means you will have more obstacles in your life and possible money loss and disharmony in your family and maybe career setback. Remember, this is a very generalized chart based on the relationship of the 12 animal signs. So if you cannot follow the chart, it is okay. I hope you find the information interesting. Thank you for watching and talk to you next week.